Welcome to Sundays with Amber. As you can see, I have the fire going today. That's per request of somebody who's been watching the videos, so a lovely fire. Today's class and session is focused on community, and this is something that's been coming up for me more recently because I just moved to Portland from Chicago, so I've had a shift of community in that sense. And as I've moved here, I've had a lot more stillness because I don't know as many people here to pull me out of my house. And in that stillness, I've been doing a lot of reflecting, so things have been coming up for me in terms of past communities in my life that have either dismantled or fallen apart, even in the yoga world. And one of the realizations I've had as well is that when we're in the midst of our life or in community, sometimes we don't really realize the profound effect they are having on us until we don't have them anymore, until we're kind of like removed from that community. And there's all kinds of different communities. So there's the communities that we work with or organizations we're involved with, but also our close friends are a community. And regardless of the type of community, I think it's important to look at who are we, in a sense, intermingling with? Who are we allowing in our life? What kind of communities are we being involved with? How do they celebrate us and support us? Do they do those things? Are they healthy? What are they providing for you? Take a good look at your communities and get clear about that, because I think that there's a lot of information there about how you're doing in general. Sometimes our communities just need better communication or refining. When we do this, we are supporting a fertile ground for growth and creation. And if yoga teaches us anything, I mean, the word itself, yoga means union. And in a sense, that's community, the union of people. But yoga teaches us that whatever we're doing affects everybody, everything, whether we realize it or not. How I am doing, what I'm putting out into the world, how I'm reacting, the actions I create are affecting every living thing, whether I'm realizing it or not. This is one of the base philosophies of yoga. Everything is connected. Some decisions are hard. Setting boundaries or cutting ties can be really challenging. But really, when we look at our life and we're making these decisions from our highest self, they benefit, even the challenging ones, they benefit all parties involved, and it creates more freedom and expansion for moving in the right direction. So I often try to remind myself to come from that place. I know the difference within myself when a boundary or a cut tie is coming from some kind of hurt or anger, and when it's actually coming from my highest self, I just know it's the right thing to be doing in this situation, and then I have to be accountable for that. When do I get stuck in a place because I'm fearful of change? Taking a moment in this class today to connect to what that means for you in your life right now. Because you know, if you listen to yourself, you know the answer, and then it's just about taking action. For today's practice, you'll need either one block, or you could use a book if you have a book, or a pillow even, and then either a pillow or a blanket to use for later in the practice. Starting seated in what's called thunderbolt pose. You can sit on your heels if you're comfortable doing that, like this, or grab the block or the book, put it between your ankles and sit back. If this isn't okay for your knees, come into a cross-legged seated position, or have your legs stretched out long. Okay, place your hands in what's called Ganesh mudra, so you're just kind of hooking at the fingers and placing the hands right in front of the heart. Lift your chest, align your chin parallel to the floor, and either look down or close your eyes. And start to deepen your breath. On the inhales, expand your chest forward towards your knuckles and up towards your chin. And as you exhale, feel that retract. Let's do that 2 more times, deepening your breath, allowing a smooth texture as you expand outward on the inhale and upward. And feel that retraction as you exhale. And 1 more long breath like that. And switch your hands so the other hand's in front. It's like you're holding somebody else's hand. You can feel kind of awkward to switch the grip like that. And as you sit, still deeply breathing, sitting with the intention of community and what obstacles may be coming up for you right now in a community you are involved with. And then what kind of community would you like to create or be involved with? And what are the qualities, the aspects of that community? Take 1 more breath. Release Ganesh mudra, which is the mudra for obstacles. So either obstacles being placed in our life or overcoming obstacles. And remove the prop if you have it, the bigger prop, and then extend your right leg out and place your left knee in a bent position. And I like a blanket for this one, so pulling your blanket or your pillow over and sitting on that. Place your arms out into a T position with your palms and your biceps rolling up to the sky. Try to sit up as tall as you can. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, twist toward the bent knee, so the left knee. Deep breath in there, try to lift the chest. Keeping the twist, exhale, start to bend the right elbow as you fold over the right leg. And then inhale, come back up to the neutral position with the arms parallel to the floor and your chest forward. And as you exhale, twist toward the bent knee. 1 inhale there, lift the chest. And as you exhale, fold, trying to keep the twist even as you fold. And we'll do this 1 more time. Inhale, come up to the neutral position, forward. Exhale, twist, left. Inhale there. And exhale, fold, float over the straight leg. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, release and switch your sides. So now you'll bend your right knee and left leg will straighten. Flex the foot. Arms back out to the T, doing the same thing you did on the first side. Lift your chest on the inhale. Exhale, turn your heart towards your right knee, your bent knee. Inhale deeply. Exhale, float over the straight leg. See how I'm bending my elbow, the bottom arm. Inhale, come to a neutral, facing forward. Exhale, twist right. The straight leg stays really strong. Inhale. And exhale, bending your left elbow, floating over the left leg. That leg really strong. Last one. Inhale, come up. Exhale, twist. Inhale there. Exhale, float. Inhale, come all the way up. Release the arms and bring both legs into bent knee, so butterfly pose. Soles of the feet together will lift the knees a little bit more. Compared to having the soles of the feet open like a book, we'll drop the knees a bit. The soles of the feet together, and then taking your index finger and your thumb and like a chain link, linking them together. This idea of connecting, right? So community, connecting. Reach the arms up, inhale. Try to keep your arms, your biceps right next to yours as you exhale and fold. You might not fold as much if you really are keeping your arms close to your ears. Inhale, come up. Push the soles of the feet together. Exhale, fold, hinging at the hips, keeping the biceps in line with the ears. Inhale, come up. And then switch the link, the chain link. So you're switching to the other side, which often is the awkward way to do it. Like you're holding somebody else's hand. It gets us out of our patterns of movement a bit more. Push the soles of the feet together 2 times, inhale. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Keep your biceps in line with your ears as you fold. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Place your hands on the outside of your knees. Gather your knees together. Come off the props, set the props to the side. Whatever you have, the blanket, the pillows, the books. And spread your fingers, align your knees outer hip distance apart. And spread your fingers, align your wrists right under your shoulders. Inhale, reach your heart forward. And as you exhale, round your back as you push your hands down and bring your toes together and sink back to child's pose. Inhale, stand up on your knees, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, right back to child's pose. So as slow as you can, float down child's pose. Keep your hands where they are. Inhale, table pose, heart reaching forward. Exhale, downward facing dog pose, shift back. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lower your knees, reach your heart forward. Exhale, round your back, that whole breath, sinking you back to child's pose. Inhale, float all the way up, reach all the way from the knees to your fingertips. Exhale, float all the way back down to child's pose. Inhale, table pose, reach your heart forward. Exhale, swing, shift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Look right between your legs. Last one, inhale, lower the knees slowly with control, heart forward. Breathing through the nose, exhale, round your back, sink back, child's pose. Inhale, float the arms to the sky, reach up, lengthen your side waist. Exhale, back to child's pose. And stay there, firmly placed. Inhale, heart forward. Lengthening your breath in the process. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. And stay there, look towards your legs. Bend one knee, switch it up. Kind of opening the legs a little bit more, stretching the backs of the legs. If you find that you're rounding your back a lot, it's helpful just to keep both knees bent and lengthen your spine all the way up to your hips. Okay, one last breath there. And begin to walk your hands back towards your feet. Okay, so you can push weight back to the heels to help you do that. Like push your bottom back to help you do that. Bend your knees, grab your elbows, and let your head hang and start to shake your head. No. Nod your head. Shake your head, yes. Release some tension in the neck. Start to sway your elbows, your torso from side to side to help lengthen and the spine, the side waist, decompress the spine. You see how my knees are kind of bent when I do this. We'll start there. And eventually you can begin to straighten the legs a little bit more. Okay, slide your hands to your shins. Inhale, lift up halfway. Try to flatten your back like a tabletop. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. This time, bend your knees so you can touch the floor. Look towards your legs. Inhale, lift your hands all the way up, come to standing. Reach the hands to the sky. Slide your hands down the midline as you exhale, right to your heart center. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, warming up the body a little bit more. Exhale, slide your hands to your heart. Last one, inhale, reach. Long breaths, exhale, folds. It's not super quick motions. It's all led by the breath. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, slide your hands down the midline. And take a moment to reflect on the intention of community and what it is you'd like to create community and the aspects, the quality of that community, what you have to offer that community. Okay, step to the middle of your mat. So feet together right at the center of your mat. Take your arms out at a T, and then just step your feet as wide as your hands. Then from here, you take your hands at your hips, turn your right toes in just a little bit like a pigeon toe, and then turn your left toes out. Walk your left foot almost to the edge of your mat and then bend the knees. So you really want kind of a wider stance between the feet. Okay, take the arms back out to your T. Take a breath to turn your chest toward the side of your mat. When you exhale, interlace your fingers behind your back. So there's that kind of a connection between the hands. Lift your chest on the inhale, draw the shoulders back. And as you exhale, start to turn to the left and fold on the inside of your left leg. Okay, so you're folding. Look toward your right foot. Let your head kind of go. Then press both feet down firmly and try to relax your jaw. I think the tendency here is to clench your teeth together. So relax your jaw, take another breath, keeping the chest open. And very slowly inhale with strength, come all the way up. Straighten the leg, turn now the left foot in, and then you'll walk it back forward so that the feet are more even, and we'll switch sides. So turn the left toes in, pigeon toe, turn the right toes out, and then walk that foot to the edge of the mat. Right? Arms to a T, you can bend your knee, align it right over the ankle. When you interlace your fingers behind your back this time, take the awkward grip. And often it does feel like you're holding somebody else's hand. Lift your chest, draw the shoulders back from both legs. And when you exhale, start to turn toward the bent knee. Keep your chest open as you fold on the inside of the leg. The whole time trying to maintain the bent knee, staying right over the ankle. Look toward your left foot. Relax your jaw. And take an even quality breath. Inhale, rise all the way up, strong legs, press down firmly. As you exhale, turn the toes forward, bring them into alignment with each other so they're even. Shorten your stance, so bring your feet in just a little bit closer toward each other, then turn your toes out, place your hands at your heart, and bend your knees into goddess pose. So if your knees go beyond the ankles like that, I want you to walk the feet out just a little bit so the knees stay right over the ankles. And as you sink your hips down, back to Ganesh mudra, the mudra for obstacles in our life. Okay, lifting the chest, kind of tugging on the fingers helps to open the chest, the shoulders, the upper back, and release some of the muscles just below the neck. Okay, so holding this deep breath. Obstacles are often challenging things in our life, so this pose is a challenging one to hold a squat like this. One more breath. Inhale, come up. We have to switch our hands, so other side. Bend your knees. A little extra challenge, so you can stay here and stabilize your breath, or begin to lift your left heel up. Press that heel down and lift your right heel up. Press that heel down and then maybe both heels up. both heels down. You did it. Whatever you did it. Straighten your legs, turn your toes in, hands at the hips, lift your chest, lift your gaze, inhale. And as you exhale, hands at the hips, start to fold forward and either put your hands on the floor, if that's easily accessible. You don't have too much sensation in the backs of your legs. Well, often, if you just have a blanket, you could fold that up a couple times and put your hands on that. So you're bringing the floor closer to you. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Do that again. Inhale. This time when you exhale, start to fold a little deeper, and you can see how I brought the prop back. As you fold, firm your legs. Look between your legs and take 2 breaths. Very nice. Inhale, half lift. Hands at the hips as you exhale. Squeeze the elbows to the sky. Inhale, come all the way up. And as you exhale, heel toe your feet in together. Move the prop out of the way and push that right to the side. In the middle of your mat, feet about outer hip distance apart. Bend your knees, sink your hips down. Inhale, rise your hands to the sky. Exhale, bring your hip creases back toward the back of your mat. More weight to the heels. And reaching up with your arms is called fierce pose. Try to look forward toward the horizon. One more inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Come onto your hands and knees as you exhale. So you can walk your hands forward, walk your knees back. Knees about outer hip distance apart here too. Keep the toes curled under now. Inhale, reach your heart forward. Exhale, round your back, and with your toes curled under, start to push your hips back towards your heels. And your head might stay off the mat here. This is more about stretching the bottoms of the feet, the connective tissue at the bottoms of the feet, the ankles. One more breath here. Inhale, come back up to table. And tap the tops of your feet on your mat and wake it up. And then walking the knees forward, come down to a seat. Swing your legs around. Bring your blanket back or your pillow back. Okay, so it could be 2 pillows, it could be 2 blankets. Whatever kind of height you need to feel like this is more accessible to you. Okay, and then stretch your legs out wide. So a wide leg seated pose. Take your hands back behind you on the blanket, lift your chest. A deep breath in. And as you exhale, keep the hands back behind you, legs firm as you push out through the soles of your feet from your hips. Start to fold without collapsing your chest, without the toes turning in or the toes turning back too much. Have the toes and the knees pointing straight up to the sky. And the hands back there, keeping the chest open. One more breath. Very slowly, inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend your left knee like we started. Arms out to a T on the inhale. Exhale, twist to the left knee. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold over the straight leg, firm straight leg. Hold it for an extra breath. Turn your heart to the sky, maybe look up. This time, inhale, come back up, arms to a T, a little different. When you exhale, you'll twist toward the bent knee, place your left hand back behind you, lift your hips and sweep the top arm back. You're really pushing down through your right foot, firming the leg, deep breath. Lower the hips on the exhale. And then take a moment, hands at the knees, close your eyes and just observe how that felt and how it feels now. let's do the other side. So bend the right knee, extend your left leg, arms to the T, inhale. Exhale, twist to the bent knee. Lift your chest, inhale. Exhale, flow over the straight leg, holding for an extra breath. Inhale, slowly come up. Exhale, twist. That different variation. Place your right hand back behind you, lift your hips, and really straighten the left leg. Push the foot down as you lean back. Lift your chest. Still breathing as you exhale, lower the hips. Place your hands at your knees. Lift your chest and observe. And come into any comfortable seated position of your choice, hands still on the knees as you sit, either looking down or closing the eyes. Observing the quality of your breath, bring your awareness right to your nose and observe your breath wisping across your nostrils on the inhale and the exhale. And make the breath just a little bit longer so that this lasts a little bit longer. Your connection to each inhale and exhale is a little bit clearer, a little bit of a longer experience. Ultimately, our community, the communities we're choosing to be part of, are meant to lift us up. Doesn't mean that that is void of communication or the work to do that. Setting boundaries to help with clarity so that everybody involved can feel lifted up. And what is your vow in this moment to the communities that you're involved with? What is your vow to them? What are you putting forth and putting out into the world, into these communities? Place your hands at your heart. When you're ready, you can open your eyes if they're closed. And thank you so much for practicing with me this Sunday. I hope that you have a great week, and I hope to see you next Sunday on Sundays with Amber.